Shizi Street, located on the southwest side of Suzhou University. The community we analyze has a variety of architectural types. We find there is an obvious change in this community in past few decades. There are two classical groups of residents, the native Suzhou people and the migrant workers. We interviewed two representative people of each group. The first interviewee, Mr. Chen, is a restaurant owner, 50 years old, whose hometown is in Xuzhou. He came to Suzhou in 1987. He now lives in a new residential building nearby the street together with his family, including two children. Back in 1987, Mr. Chen firstly studied in a culinary school, opened a restaurant along the Shizi Street after working in a hotel as a cooker for a few years. The second interviewee, Mr. Li, is an old man, 82 years old, who is a Suzhou native. We met him in his courtyard. He gladly showed us around the traditional residential building he lived. When we asked them about the past memory of the whole block, they mentioned the St. John's Church.
教堂是老教堂了，反正是1880几年了，1884，好像蛮久的。然后原先那个后面大学门口，它原先就是个教会医院。
教会医院。
现在还在叫1884。他那时候的老建筑都是。
Meanwhile, based on our observation of the site, we documented the different forms of roofs of nearby buildings.
According to their descriptions, we learn about the information of basic functional buildings.
因为最近古城区进出也方便，他们在这边养老什么的还得方便。学校，对，然后医院。都在这附近，第一人民医院就在这边嘛，仓石小还在跟那个振华全部都在这边。
Two of the nearest food markets are in Shanghai and Fumen separately. These are 15 to 20 minutes work, which is inconvenient. Mr. Li said that his family had lived there for 100 years, and now he lives here alone. Sometimes he plants vegetables and water flower in the yard. Sometimes he receives former patients. The kitchen is in the west, directly connected with another small yard for hanging the clothes. Mr. Li began to memorize his life. When he was young, he opened an acupuncture and mixed patient consulting room. His friends and patients would come from all directions. At that time, the gate of Suzhou University was open. He and the residents living nearby would go for a walk there. Mr. Chen also mentioned the gate. He lived beside his restaurants and walked to there every day. He said, before the epidemic, students would come from the gate and went to his restaurants. They would also visit other stores along Shizi Street. Years ago, there were many small stores on two sides, but with the previous ratification for residential buildings, the epidemic, and the construction of railway station, most of the stores removed, the circulation of students was cut. Fewer residents left, the streets became dead. Based on the interview, we know the lively streets used to be crowded. All residents living there hope it become busy again. In 1970s, the street is mostly residential. Residents may set up stores in front of their homes or gather to chat. With the development of economy and the flow of migrant workers, there were more modern shops. It became not only the area for residents to buy daily needs, but also the place for students to relax. It is because the gate of Suzhou University was open. People living in narrow community would have a larger public space for exercise. However, after the launch of ratification policy for residential housing, large number of stores were closed because of heightened safety danger. The gate of Suzhou University was closed due to the epidemic. The streets became the scenery we saw nowadays. A deserted street. Motor vehicles were parked at the roadside in disorder, and the moated wall. Mr. Li has lived there for 100 years. Changes above also have huge influence on him. Once, the whole building belonged to them. They lived there happily. After the establishment of the Department of Housing Management, part of their house was divided for commercial. The stores may have the risk of fire due to short courses. There are also many problems inside Mr. Li's house, such as the water leakage, damped wall, falling ceiling, the lighting problems caused by the increasingly sloping Asian trees in the yard, and the hidden danger of houses being overwhelmed. For all the residents living near Shizi Street, they all wish that the street can be soon recovered from the epidemic. and the Suzhou University will be open to them again. As an architecture student, we want to utilize our design to improve their living quality here and light up the street again.